Hi, Thomas. I would love to get your perspective in terms of some of the changes that are happening in automotive more recently, and also your view into the future of mobility.
Yeah, Sanjay, the industry have been for 19 years now already. It's a long time. And it's incredible how fast it changed. When I started at Audi in the beginning of 2000, the main innovation driver at that time were the mechatronic systems in our car. It was phase one. Eventually, the software came in and we started to interconnect every system in the car. And of course, the next step was connecting the systems through a surround view with sensors. And we're starting right now to connect step by step the car to a cloud. And what is happening, actually, in my point of view, is that the software is getting step by step more important in the vehicle itself.
Digital transformation is everywhere in automotive. I would love to get your perspective in terms of what does digital transformation mean for you from a Volkswagen Audi group standpoint?
I think it has many dimensions to talk about. One of them, of course, is technology-wise, which means in the first step, connecting this beautiful device called car into the cloud, offering a connection for different services that today we're used to have in iPhones or different devices. And it's very important to understand that this is not, for us, not plug and play, because the car is a different device than an iPhone or a phone by itself, as we have very, very high demands on security and safety. I think also digital transformation is enabling different customer features in the car. Yeah, today, as the software came step by step into the car and we connected the car and different features and different actuators, we enabled so many new features that 10 years ago we didn't even think about it. And there's a third part of digital transformation, which is probably the most difficult one, is when you talk about the organization. We were used to develop systems and release them for a 7-year period of time in production process in front of the customer. We were used to have development cycles of 4 years before we come to serious production. If you come from the other side, what is happening, or what the IT industry and the software industry is used to, is completely different. We have very short development cycles, we have very short deployment and update cycles. And this is something that is very unusual for us, and our processes and the way that we work and the way that we act internally is actually not well prepared to get that part of the equation solved so far.
How important is partnering with different stakeholders for you in general, and in particular in the autonomous space?
Partnering for us is very critical. If you consider our heritage, which is more mechanical and mechatronical driven, and you consider the new industry, let's say the software industry and the IT industry, combining both of these industries together by partnering is, in my opinion, the fastest and best way to make out of 1 and 1 3. So really to generate a benefit for both parties.
Thomas, you mentioned that partner is critical for Audi. What are the characteristics that you would like to see in a partner? And also, how critical are the different types of partners, be it hardware providers or software partners, specifically from an autonomous standpoint?
We have, of course, our own thoughts of what we want to generate on solutions for our customer. So having the flexibility to understand the customer need and trying to tailor something that could be something standard but kind of specific for Audi is very important for us. The second thing, of course, is competence. If you bring up a very good team with the right competence and we perceive that they match also on a cultural view and on a common goal with the team from Audi. This is where, from my perspective, makes really fun to see the team generating results on almost a day-by-day basis. And the third thing is to talk about a long-time relationship. I think in the past, especially automotive industry was also very keen on, having partners for one generation and then changing to the next, and on a very competitive price level to really go for the best bid. I think in future this will not happen and will not work anymore, because the technical complexity is already that high that if you don't have a stability in the partnership and in the relationship with your partners, this will not work out. So strong partnership, in a nutshell, it's about competence, it's about long-lasting partnership, and of course having a good strategic fit on what to develop together and a common goal.
Thank you, Thomas, for joining us today and sharing your perspectives. It's really fascinating. I learned a lot and looking forward to seeing the progress Audi is going to drive in this industry and all the transformation that is lying ahead for us in mobility.